Praying for our brother, man.
Let's move on to another huge breaking news story. In fact, several, because there is personnel news around the league, and it is not stopping. We've got 2 coaching changes. Stan Van Gundy with the Pelicans, Scott Brooks with the Wizards. Neither one is with either of those teams anymore, friends, because they have all parted ways. We also learned that Donnie Nelson is out as the Mavericks GM. So let's start with Stan Van Gundy. The Pelicans announcing Stan out after 1 season as head coach. Van Gundy was 31 and 41. Woj and Andrew Lopez reporting that potential candidates include assistants Jacques Vaughn, Ime Udoka, Charles Lee, and Jason Kidd. Mark, I'm putting Teresa Witherspoon's name in there. I don't care whether it's in the reporting or not. I think she should be considered. Tell me why you don't think it worked out between Stan and the Pelicans.
Stan was in a bad position from the beginning because there was no real training camp because of COVID. There was not much time with the players in the offseason like you would get time in Vegas. But everybody had that. But he has such a young team. Like his top 3 scorers are 23 and younger. They didn't have any shooting. I did think he helped progress Zion by moving him to point guard. Yeah. But they lost too many close games. They had too many turnovers. And ultimately, I think there was a disconnect in a lot of ways with him and some of the young guys. And that's got to be tough for Griff because this was his first real big hire, right? To hire Stan and bring him in, the general manager of the Pelicans or the president of the Pelicans. So where do they go next? Yeah, I do agree with you. I mean, Zion's close with Witherspoon. Let her come in and show if she's worthy of the job. I think at minimum, she's got to be on that staff next year. I expect her to be on the front of the bench if she is. But I'm starting to get rumblings about Charles Lee. I think he really impressed them last year when he interviewed. And I think right now, if I had to put my money on it, it'd be the Bucks assistant.
I think Mark hit it on the head. I think it's the disconnect between Stan's old school principles and this young team. I got a chance to play for Stan in 2009 and 10, and he's just great X and O's, but an old school type of basketball coach. And that's not a knock on him. Just the game has progressed so much that I said from the very beginning, not that he's a bad coach, but he's a bad fit for this team for the reason that this team is too young for his coaching mentality and style. So unfortunate situation for him, for Griff, for this team. But if you're thinking about it, Zion's going to be on his 3rd coach at the start of his 3rd year. So that's never a good sign. You want consistency and stability for this young team, especially because, like Mark just said, their top 3 scorers are under 23 years old. So they need someone. This next hire needs to be a very important hire because hopefully it'll be there for, a 5, 7, 8 year run.
Sure, how many coaches Ingram had?
Right?
Right.
Yeah. Right. That actually, that is a consideration here. Yep. And you have to think about the quick trigger of just 1 season. Yeah. And look, the conversations have been going on between management and Stan Van Gundy for a while. This didn't just happen this morning.
And Rachel, I think you made a really good point about Witherspoon. This is the closest I have felt that there would be a female head coach in the NBA. This is the closest I think it's come. With Teresa Witherspoon here in New Orleans, and then Becky Hammon is going to be interviewing for several different jobs.
We should clarify, Teresa already has a position in the organization. She is close and well-liked by those players already.
And well-respected, too.
And she's Teresa Witherspoon.
Okay. And I'm just encouraged, right? Because this is the closest it's come. Well, and I don't know if she's going to get this job, but I think, as you said, Mark, she should be on the staff. I think Becky's interviewing for a few jobs. She's in serious consideration for a couple of the jobs that are out there right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see her get either the job or be in the finalist rounds for several different openings right now.
I mean, we have seen so many coaches come through the NBA, either as head coaches or interim head coaches. Some of the people who haven't gotten a shot before, and we're talking about assistants who are on the bench, former players who have worked their way. You don't just get a prize for being a former player. These guys have worked their way up through other staffs, and I'd like to see them get a shot.
I think it's important to bring in new blood. I think we kind of keep recycling the older coaches, and this is not, again, not a knock on the older coaches. This game is just not where it was when they were in their prime coaching. Players get out of their prime, coaches get out of their prime sometimes. So this new fresh blood, player blood, whether it's male or female, I definitely think we're on the brink. Whether one of these 2 women get a job this year, I'm saying within the next 2 years, one of them will definitely be a head coach, and we're going to set, a new president in the NBA. But I think it's very important to stop recycling the same old guys. There's a reason why they keep getting moved on, just like there's a reason why older players keep having to move on and finally retire. Can they take a chance, though? Who?
Can they try a new guy there?
In New Orleans?
Yeah.
It's tough. That's a tough situation because there hasn't been any consistency with someone there. So you're taking a chance, whether it be a first-time head coach or a female. It's going to be a big chance, but it's something they probably have to do.
Thanks Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.